Well, Governor Stitt responded to the news by releasing a statement that did not mention Joy Hofmeister by name. Jason Doyle reports on the governor's reaction and what other leading Oklahoma politicos are saying about the Hofmeister candidacy.
Governor Kevin Stitt is focused on his record, even as State Superintendent Joy Hofmeister has come out swinging at that record. We reached out to Stitt's campaign, but he was unavailable for an interview. However, in a statement released after Hofmeister's announcement, Stitt's campaign manager Donnell Harder touted the governor's work on funding education while putting money away for a rainy day, saying, quote, "Under Governor Kevin Stitt's leadership, the state has increased its funding of public education to historic highs and enacted another teacher pay raise, all while lowering taxes and building the state's largest savings account." Hofmeister's calculation to run for governor as a Democrat has Republican political strategist John Cox thinking flipping parties to take on Stitt may backfire.
My first reaction kind of when I heard the news was, boy, this is a good way to energize the Republican base. I mean, you take one of your statewide Republican office holders and overnight she's a Democrat, and to me that's going to energize the Republican base.
Because of Stitt's popularity among Oklahoma Republicans, Cox feels Hofmeister is taking on a big challenge by running as a Democrat.
He'll be well funded, obviously, like he was last time, statewide name ID. So I think you have to assume that he is going to, win the Republican nomination. I think she believes that the Democrat side is the way to go, and it gives her the best chance of winning the overall seat.
Still, Hofmeister has her supporters among Oklahoma Democrats.
I've heard a lot of excitement about Joy today within the Democratic ranks.
Former Democratic Governor David Walters, who spoke with Hofmeister prior to her announcement, believes she understands the challenge she faces in taking on the incumbent Republican governor as a newly minted Democrat.
There'll be some that say, well, is she a real Democrat or is she just taking the D label? Well, can you imagine somebody taking the D label in Oklahoma and dark red Oklahoma as thinking that's some sort of an advantage? Of course, it's not in this current day and age.
Will the base stay energized? Are they going to be mad at her? Are they going to look at this as kind of like, she's a turncoat or a rhino, as some like to call it? So it could have some ramifications, at least in the short term, with the hardcore Republican base voter.
Stitt currently enjoys a favorable image among Republican voters. A poll conducted this summer by Amber Integrated shows an approval rating of 59%. And the Stitt campaign agrees. Oklahomans across the state overwhelmingly support Stitt's results-oriented conservative leadership. After decades of politicians leaving us in last place, Stitt has already established a proven track record of progressing Oklahoma towards top 10 in critical categories while protecting our freedoms and core values.
When she ran against another Republican, she was so popular among her Democratic education colleagues that I think a lot of people changed their party from Democrat to Republican to be able to vote for her in a primary.
In her first campaign to become state superintendent, Hofmeister defeated incumbent Republican Janet Barisi. The announcement is sure to get political observers to pop the popcorn and watch as things play out between Stitt and Hofmeister over the coming year.
There's going to be good theater in this campaign for the next year because, the governor has to be governor. She still has to be state superintendent. You have this looming state audit of the Department of Education that the governor called for. I believe that she, believes that's largely political. So, yeah, there's going to be lots of dynamic.
Jason Doyle, the Oklahoma News Report.